Ladies and gentlemen, imagine a life where every opportunity slips away simply because you didn't act. Imagine sitting idle while others are hustling, learning, failing, and ultimately succeeding. Laziness is one of the greatest enemies of dreams, and today I want to talk about how we can kill our laziness and embrace action, inspired by the wisdom of Jack Ma. Laziness is one of the most dangerous enemies we face, yet it is also one of the most silent and deceptive. It doesn't always look like a villain. Sometimes it disguises itself as comfort, as rest, as the simple desire to wait for the right moment. But let me tell you this, laziness is the thief of time, the destroyer of dreams, and the killer of potential. Every moment you choose to delay action, every time you choose ease over effort, laziness is winning. It is silently building walls between you and the life you desire, between you and the future you dream of. And the truth is, no one else will fight this battle for you. Laziness can only be defeated by one weapon, and that weapon is action. Think about the great achievers of our world. Every single one of them faced challenges, obstacles, and moments when quitting seemed easier than continuing. They faced fear, uncertainty, and even failure, yet what separated them from the rest was not luck or talent alone, it was relentless action. They understood that dreams cannot survive in the soil of inactivity. Dreams require energy, effort, and persistence, and every time you give in to laziness, you are watering a garden of regrets instead of cultivating a life of success. Jack Ma, the founder of Alibaba, is a perfect example of this truth. Many people know him as a billionaire, as a visionary, as someone who created a global empire. But few focus on what he had to overcome. He faced rejection after rejection. He was denied jobs, even by companies he applied to with hope and determination. He was turned down by schools and faced countless failures in business before finding success. But there is one thing Jack Ma never allowed himself to do. He never allowed laziness to define him. Every day, he worked relentlessly, learning, improving, and taking steps, no matter how small, toward his goals. Laziness could not take root in his life because action became a habit, a discipline, and ultimately a way of living. We often underestimate the power of small actions. Laziness thrives when we look at the mountain of our goals and think, it's too much, I'll start tomorrow. But every journey begins with a single step. Action, no matter how small, breaks the hold of laziness. Sending an email, making a phone call, learning one new skill, writing one paragraph, these are all victories against the inertia that laziness creates. Dreams are built not by thinking about them endlessly, but by consistently working toward them, by moving forward even when it's uncomfortable, by refusing to let the excuses of, I'll do it later or I'm too tired dictate your life. Laziness also feeds on fear. Often we call ourselves lazy when in reality we are afraid. Afraid to fail, afraid to look foolish, afraid to step outside of our comfort zone. But action destroys fear. The more you do, the less power fear has over you. When Jack Ma started Alibaba, he did not have the money, the experience, or the security that most people would consider necessary. He had only an idea and an unshakable willingness to act. He faced the unknown, faced criticism, and faced doubt from every side. And yet, action kept him moving forward, step by step, until those steps became the giant strides that changed his life and the lives of millions around the world. The irony is that laziness often feels comfortable in the moment, but painful in the long term. Choosing to sit idle for an hour feels easy, but years later, the regret of wasted potential is heavy and suffocating. Action, on the other hand, may feel hard at first. It may feel exhausting or uncomfortable, but every moment of effort compounds. Every small action you take today multiplies into opportunities tomorrow. Laziness takes the present and sacrifices the future. Action sacrifices comfort today for freedom, achievement, and growth tomorrow. The choice is clear, but the discipline to make it is what separates those who succeed from those who remain stuck. We must also understand that action is contagious. Laziness isolates you. It keeps you trapped in your own excuses. When you act, when you show initiative, you inspire movement not only in yourself but in those around you. Energy grows in motion. Every action you take is a signal to your mind and body that laziness has no power over you. Jack Ma surrounded himself with people who were driven, people who took action, people who refused to accept failure as the end. He understood that environment matters. Laziness can grow when you are alone, but action multiplies when you engage with others who are striving for greatness. It's important to remember that action doesn't have to be perfect. Laziness thrives on the fear of imperfection. People hesitate, postpone, and procrastinate because they feel they are not ready. But readiness is a myth. Action creates readiness. You learn as you go, you grow as you go, you improve as you go. Jack Ma didn't wait until everything was perfect to start Alibaba. He started with what he had, where he was, and with a vision that propelled him forward. And in doing so, he created a life far beyond what laziness would have ever allowed him to achieve. So today, ask yourself, what are you postponing? What dream have you allowed laziness to cage? What opportunity have you let slip because you chose comfort over effort? The antidote is simple yet powerful. Move, act, do. Kill laziness with relentless action. Take one step, then another, then another. Let action become your habit, your identity, your way of life. Because in the battle between laziness and dreams, only one can win. Laziness destroys potential, while action builds it. Laziness waits and wastes. Action fights and conquers. And the sooner you embrace this truth, the sooner your life will transform from a series of regrets to a series of victories. Remember, every great life, every achievement, every dream realized has one thing in common: action. No one became great by sitting idle. No empire was built by hesitation. No goal was reached without effort. Laziness may seem like an easy companion today, but action is the only friend that will take you to where you truly belong. It is the key that unlocks doors, the spark that ignites possibility, and the force that turns dreams into reality. Take action now, and watch laziness crumble beneath your feet. When we talk about success, we often hear about talent, opportunity, or luck. But if we look closely at the lives of those who have truly achieved greatness, we discover a different pattern. Success is not a result of luck. It is the outcome of persistence, resilience, and the refusal to settle for comfort. Few stories demonstrate this as clearly as the journey of Jack Ma, the founder of Alibaba. His life is a masterclass in rejecting comfort, embracing challenges, and persisting when everything seems impossible. Jack Ma's story is remarkable, not because he started with advantages, but because he started with obstacles. He was born in a modest family in China, without connections, money, or powerful influence. He faced countless rejections throughout his early life. He applied for jobs and was rejected repeatedly, even by the company that would later become one of the largest employers in the world, KFC. Schools turned him down. Universities turned him down. People around him doubted his abilities. For most, such repeated failures would have been enough to stop trying, enough to settle for what was easy and familiar. But Jack Ma chose a different path. He chose persistence. He chose resilience. He refused to allow comfort or fear of failure to dictate the course of his life. Persistence is the cornerstone of Jack Ma's journey. Every time he was rejected, every time doors closed in his face, he didn't retreat into laziness or self-pity. Instead, he learned, adapted, and tried again. Persistence is not just continuing to work. It is continuing to work with purpose, with intention, and with belief in the vision that drives you. Jack Ma did not build Alibaba overnight. He faced early failures in business and technology, skepticism from investors, and even criticism from friends and family. But his persistence allowed him to turn these obstacles into stepping stones. Every setback became a lesson, every rejection became a fuel, and every failure became a reason to try smarter, harder, and with more determination. Resilience is another defining feature of Jack Ma's story. Resilience is the ability to recover from failure, to rise after every fall, and to continue moving forward, no matter how difficult the journey becomes. Jack Ma was rejected 10 times in a row when he applied for a job at KFC. Most people would have taken this as a signal to give up. Most people would have settled into the comfort of something familiar, something predictable. But Jack Ma saw opportunity in every no. He learned to laugh at failure, to analyze it, and to turn it into motivation. Resilience is what allows a person to endure struggles without losing their spirit, and Jack Ma's resilience made him unstoppable. He understood that failure is temporary, but giving up is permanent. He embraced discomfort and challenge as necessary companions on the path to success. Rejecting comfort is perhaps the most critical lesson from Jack Ma's journey. Laziness and comfort are enemies of growth. Comfort tempts us to stay where we are, to accept mediocrity, and to avoid the hard work necessary for extraordinary results. Jack Ma's life teaches us that comfort will never create breakthroughs, and it will never lead to greatness. He faced countless moments where taking the easy path was tempting. He could have chosen a safe job, a predictable life, or the comfort of avoiding risk. But instead, he chose the road less traveled. He chose to create Alibaba in a world where e-commerce was barely understood, where technology infrastructure was limited, and where the odds were stacked heavily against him. Rejecting comfort was not just a choice, it was a mindset, a way of life that allowed him to dream bigger, work harder, and achieve more than most people ever imagine. Jack Ma's story also emphasizes the power of vision. When you reject comfort and embrace persistence and resilience, you need a vision that guides you through the struggle. Jack Ma's vision was clear. He wanted to connect small businesses with global markets, to create opportunities for others while building something extraordinary himself. This vision gave him purpose, and purpose fuels the energy to push through challenges. Every late night, every rejection, every obstacle became bearable because he had a vision that was greater than the temporary discomfort he faced. This is a critical lesson for all of us. When you have a vision, challenges become temporary, and discomfort becomes a tool rather than a barrier. Another remarkable aspect of Jack Ma's story is his willingness to learn. Rejecting comfort does not just mean working hard, it also means embracing humility and constantly seeking knowledge. Jack Ma is not a person who relied solely on innate talent or luck. He studied English, he observed global business practices, he learned from failure, and he applied those lessons diligently. Resilience without learning is stagnation. Persistence without learning is repetitive failure. Jack Ma's success was a combination of relentless action, the refusal to settle for ease, and a continuous commitment to growth. Ladies and gentlemen, the lesson here is clear. Life will challenge you. Opportunities may seem out of reach. Failure may knock on your door repeatedly. But persistence, resilience, and rejecting comfort can turn obstacles into stepping stones. Laziness is the enemy of dreams, but persistence conquers it. Comfort is the trap of mediocrity, but resilience escapes it. The path to greatness is not meant to be easy. If it were, everyone would reach the top. What separates those who succeed from those who do not is not chance, talent, or luck. It is the refusal to give up, the courage to endure, and the discipline to keep moving forward no matter what. Jack Ma's journey is not just a story about building a company. It is a blueprint for life. It teaches us that failures are temporary, that challenges are essential, and that comfort is the enemy of growth. Every no you face, every obstacle that seems insurmountable, every moment when giving up feels easier than continuing, is a chance to channel persistence, resilience, and courage. When you embrace these qualities, you do not just chase success. You create it, you build it, you make it inevitable. Every great achievement in history, every monumental success, every life transformed by action shares a common thread, a clear, burning reason behind it all. Knowing your why is not just an inspirational phrase, it is the fuel that ignites action, the compass that guides your steps, and the shield that protects you from the dangers of laziness. Without a strong why, we drift aimlessly, easily swayed by comfort, procrastination, and distractions. With a strong why, we become unstoppable, capable of pushing through obstacles that would stop most people in their tracks. Jack Ma, the founder of Alibaba, understood this better than most. He could have chosen the easy path, a stable job, a predictable life, a safe routine. But he had a vision so compelling, so deeply rooted in purpose that comfort was never an option. His why was to connect small businesses with global opportunities, to empower individuals, and to create a platform where innovation and entrepreneurship could thrive. That why was bigger than fear, bigger than failure, and bigger than the temptation to remain idle. Every day when he faced rejection, skepticism, or doubt, his why reminded him of the bigger picture, giving him the energy and motivation to take action when laziness whispered, "Rest, wait, tomorrow." Understanding your why transforms ordinary effort into extraordinary determination. Laziness thrives in a vacuum, where actions feel meaningless and goals seem distant. But when you have a clear reason for what you are doing, every action becomes meaningful, and every step forward becomes easier, even when it is hard. The why gives you clarity. It tells your mind, your heart, and even your body that the effort you are making matters. It tells you that your dreams are worth the struggle, that your goals are worth the sacrifice, and that your vision is worth overcoming every obstacle. Without a why, laziness takes root. With a why, laziness has no power. Your why also gives you resilience in moments of failure. Every person who has achieved greatness has faced setbacks, disappointments, and moments when giving up seemed tempting. Jack Ma faced countless failures, business rejections, financial struggles, and the ridicule of those who couldn't see his vision. Most people would have accepted defeat. Most people would have chosen comfort over courage. But Jack Ma's why was bigger than any temporary setback. It anchored him, it reminded him of the prize, and it gave him the determination to get back up each time he fell. Knowing your why creates a mental and emotional framework that transforms obstacles into opportunities, failures into lessons, and doubt into fuel for growth. The power of your why is also evident in the consistency it generates. Motivation is fleeting, but purpose is enduring. Many people start projects, dreams, or goals with excitement, only to be overcome by laziness after the initial enthusiasm fades. But when your why is clear and compelling, you no longer rely solely on motivation. You rely on purpose. You develop a discipline that sustains you even when energy is low, when challenges are high, and when laziness beckons you to stop. Jack Ma did not wake up every morning feeling motivated. He woke up every morning with a reason that demanded action, a mission that could not be postponed, and a vision that would not allow delay. Furthermore, your why gives meaning to sacrifice. Success is rarely comfortable. It requires time, energy, focus, and sometimes painful choices. People often avoid these sacrifices because they lack a compelling reason to endure discomfort. Jack Ma could have chosen comfort at countless points in his journey, but his why made the sacrifices meaningful. Long hours, setbacks, and criticism became bearable because they were part of a larger purpose. When your why is clear, every challenge is no longer a burden, but a step toward the fulfillment of your vision. Laziness loses its appeal because you understand the cost of inaction and the reward of persistence. Your why is also deeply personal. It is unique to you. It might be freedom, family, wealth, impact, creativity, or legacy. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as it resonates deeply with your heart and mind. This is the difference between ordinary effort and unstoppable effort. Ordinary effort fades when comfort calls. Unstoppable effort continues because it is powered by a personal, compelling why. Jack Ma's why was personal and powerful, and that's why he persevered when others quit. That's why he kept moving forward when the odds were against him, and that's why he created something that changed the world. But knowing your why is not enough on its own. It must be turned into action. The true power of a why is realized when it propels you out of laziness and into motion. It is what transforms dreams into plans, plans into steps, and steps into results. Without action, a why is just a thought, a desire, or a wish. With action, a why becomes unstoppable energy. Jack Ma's why did not just inspire him, it moved him, pushed him, and compelled him to act every single day, even when circumstances were difficult. Ladies and gentlemen, the lesson is clear. Laziness exists because we often operate without purpose. We delay, procrastinate, and settle because we don't fully understand why our actions matter. But when you discover your why, laziness loses its grip. You gain clarity, motivation, resilience, and purpose. You gain the energy to act even when the path is hard. You gain the courage to face rejection, overcome obstacles, and endure discomfort. Your why becomes your compass, your fuel, and your secret weapon against the enemy of inaction. So today I challenge you. Discover your why. Find the reason that makes you get up early, that keeps you working late, that drives you when everything around you tells you to stop. Find the vision that is bigger than your fear, bigger than your excuses, and bigger than your comfort. Let that why guide you, energize you, and push you past laziness every single day. Because once your why is clear, nothing can stop you. No obstacle is too great, and no delay is acceptable. Let your purpose become your action, and let your action become unstoppable. Discipline is the bridge between dreams and reality. Every person who has achieved greatness understands that talent alone is never enough. Inspiration is fleeting, motivation can be temporary, but discipline is constant. Discipline is what transforms intention into action, ideas into results, and potential into achievement. Consistent daily action powered by discipline is the engine that creates unstoppable momentum, and without it, even the most brilliant dreams remain just dreams. Jack Ma's journey is a testament to the power of daily discipline and action. When he started Alibaba, he was faced with overwhelming challenges. Technology in China was primitive, the e-commerce market was almost non-existent, and resources were scarce. But Jack Ma understood that the only way to achieve his vision was not to wait for the perfect moment or the perfect conditions, but to act consistently every single day toward his goal. He treated every day as an opportunity to move closer to his dreams, understanding that small, persistent steps compound over time. What may seem insignificant in a single day becomes unstoppable momentum when repeated consistently. Discipline is the antidote to laziness. Laziness thrives on chaos, uncertainty, and inconsistency. It whispers, "I'll start tomorrow," or "I'll do it later," and we listen, convincing ourselves that a delay won't matter. But every delay, every missed opportunity to act, slows down progress. Discipline forces us to take responsibility for our actions, to show up even when we don't feel like it, and to push ourselves beyond the comfort of ease. Daily action may feel difficult, repetitive, or even mundane at times, but this is the soil where momentum grows. Momentum is what carries you through the hardest days, the unexpected obstacles, and the moments when giving up feels easier than continuing. Think about momentum as a snowball rolling down a hill. At first, it is small, almost invisible, and requires effort to get moving. Every push, every step, every disciplined action adds to its weight, speed, and power. Over time, that snowball grows larger and stronger, unstoppable once it gains speed. That is exactly what consistent action does in life. Every task you complete, every habit you maintain, every effort you make, even when you feel tired or uninspired, adds to the momentum that propels you forward. Jack Ma understood this principle instinctively. He didn't wait for extraordinary inspiration, he created it through discipline and relentless effort. Discipline also shapes character. When you commit to consistent daily action, you are training your mind, your body, and your spirit. You are teaching yourself that you are capable, that you can endure discomfort, and that you can achieve results through persistence. Laziness is weakened by the habit of action. When you act consistently, you prove to yourself that you are in control, that your destiny is determined by your choices, not by circumstances. Jack Ma's discipline was evident in his routine of learning, working, and problem-solving day in and day out, even in the face of rejection, doubt, and difficulty. This daily commitment created a mental toughness that allowed him to overcome obstacles that would have crushed anyone less disciplined. Daily action doesn't mean doing everything perfectly or taking massive leaps every day. Discipline is often built through small, deliberate steps. Making one call, sending one email, studying one new skill, or improving one process might seem insignificant in isolation, but repeated consistently, these actions create exponential growth. Jack Ma often emphasizes that success is a process, not a sudden event. The power lies in showing up every day, doing the work, and trusting that the compounded effect of these small efforts will eventually produce massive results. This principle is accessible to everyone. No one is too inexperienced, too busy, or too limited to start taking disciplined action. Consistency also strengthens focus. Laziness thrives when we allow distractions, indecision, or randomness to control our lives. But when we commit to daily action, we create a rhythm, a structure that channels energy toward productive outcomes. Every day becomes a building block for the future, and distractions lose their power. Jack Ma's consistency in pursuing Alibaba's vision allowed him to stay focused, even when external circumstances were challenging. He understood that repeated, disciplined action over time produces results far greater than sporadic bursts of effort. Momentum, once created, carries you further than motivation alone ever could. Discipline and consistent action also build confidence. Every completed task, every small victory, every step forward reinforces the belief that you are capable of more. Laziness thrives on self-doubt, hesitation, and fear of failure. Discipline, on the other hand, is an antidote to fear. When you show up every day, you prove to yourself that you are stronger than excuses, more committed than hesitation, and more capable than doubt. Jack Ma's confidence grew not because he always succeeded, but because he always acted. Even in moments of uncertainty, he moved forward. Even in moments of challenge, he persisted. Confidence, like momentum, is created through repeated action. Ladies and gentlemen, the lesson is clear. Talent, ideas, and dreams are meaningless without discipline and consistent action. Every extraordinary achievement begins with a commitment to showing up, day after day, to do the work. Laziness may tempt you with ease, but discipline gives you power. Momentum is built when you take small, consistent steps toward your goals, and once momentum is created, it is unstoppable. Jack Ma's story reminds us that there are no shortcuts, no magic formulas, and no exceptions. Success is earned through deliberate, repeated effort, through the habit of showing up, and through the courage to act consistently even when it feels difficult. Discipline is not punishment, it is liberation. Consistent action frees you from the trap of inaction, the weight of regret, and the paralysis of procrastination. It transforms potential into results and dreams into reality. Every day you act, you are building a foundation for the future you desire. Every day you resist laziness, you are creating unstoppable momentum. And every day you commit to discipline, you are moving closer to the life you were meant to live.